Hello and welcome to the Scott AirPack 75 CBRN compliant SCBA operation and maintenance video. This program is intended to familiarize you with your new Scott AirPack self-contained breathing apparatus, or SCBA. We will demonstrate unique features of your new AirPack SCBA, regular inspections, replacing batteries in electronic devices, and how to clean and disinfect the unit. The AirPack 75 CBRN SCBA is the latest development from Scott Health and Safety. The AirPack 75 offers the same protection as previous Scott AirPack SCBAs with a positive pressure regulator and dual redundant pressure reducer. The system maintains positive pressure in the facepiece while supplying air just as the user demands it. Scott continues to provide many of the features Scott users have come to know and trust as we move forward with changing regulatory standards and technologies. Let's go through some of the latest changes you'll find on your Scott AirPack SCBA. The mask-mounted regulator is called the EasyFlow Plus regulator. It works just like the earlier version mask-mounted regulators with the air saver switch and VibraAlert alarm. The EasyFlow Plus regulator air saver switch is located at the top of the regulator cover. This air switch saves air supply when removing both the regulator and facepiece, or when removing the regulator from the facepiece. The user simply depresses the air saver switch to deactivate airflow through the regulator. To restart the flow of air, simply connect the regulator to the facepiece, inhale sharply, and breathe normally. The EasyFlow Plus regulator is large enough for the wearer to disconnect, reconnect, and operate the regulator controls, all while wearing gloves. The EasyFlow Plus regulator, as in the past, is capable of sustaining airflow volumes in excess of 400 liters per minute, giving you air as you demand, and reducing your chances of overbreathing the system. The HUD allows the SCBA wearer to continually monitor air supply by simply looking inside the facepiece. Let's demonstrate the HUD. As you turn the cylinder valve on, the 5 lights on the HUD illuminate. After 20 seconds, only 2 green lights remain on to show that the cylinder is fully charged. As pressure decreases to 3/4 service life, only 1 green light will illuminate. A yellow light will flash at 1/2 cylinder and a red light at 1/4. Also at 1/4 air supply, the VibraAlert alarm inside the regulator will activate, warning low cylinder air pressure. Another warning is the orange light on the right side of the HUD. This illuminates only when the HUD's battery power is low, signaling the need to change batteries. The HUD batteries and electronic activation are located in the PASS sensor module in the lower portion of the SCBA backframe. 6 AA alkaline batteries are used to power the HUD for an average service life of 80 hours or more. Another standard feature of the AirPack 75 SCBA is the Rapid Intervention Crew Universal Adapter Coupling, or RIC-UAC, which is also required for NFPA compliance. This adapter is for emergency refill of an SCBA cylinder from a RIT pack. During an emergency refill, check that the user's cylinder valve is open. Remove the dust cap from the user's UAC fitting and attach your RIT pack by pushing the quick disconnects together until the sleeve clicks into place. Next, slowly open the RIT pack cylinder valve to supply air to the incapacitated user. When air stops flowing, the 2 cylinders have equalized and the RIT pack cylinder valve should be closed. Next, pull back the sleeve on the wand adapter until the fitting disengages and install the dust cap onto the AirPack 75 SCBA fitting. Bleed off the pressure in the wand by following the appropriate operating and maintenance instructions that were supplied with the RIT pack. It is important to note that you should always follow your internal departmental policies, procedures, and training before attempting to use this emergency device. The next feature we'll discuss is the AV3000 facepiece. The facepiece is used with this latest version AirPack 75 SCBA. The facepiece is available in small, medium, and large. each size has a colored dot indicating the size of the facepiece. Green is small, black is medium, and red is large. Cylinders for the Scott Airpack 75 SCBA are available in 30, 45, and 60-minute rated durations. Keep in mind that reference to these cylinders is identified as rated durations, and the actual time you achieve from the cylinder will vary considerably, depending upon physical condition, type of workload, physical characteristics, training, and a number of other factors. The new back frame and harness material are black. The harness material is made of Kevlar fibers for heat and flame resistance. Incorporated into the back frame are handles located on the side of the frame, and a drag rescue loop at the top of the back frame, between the shoulder straps. An important accessory on your Airpack 75 SCBA is the Pack Alert Distress Alarm, or PASS device. The Pack Alert will sound an alert if the wearer is motionless for 30 seconds. The Pack Alert Distress Alarm consists of two major components: the sensor module, located at the base of the back frame, which houses the battery power supply, and the control console, mounted on the right shoulder strap. The control console houses the remote pressure gauge, as well as these red and yellow buttons, which are used to conduct manual operation of certain Pack Alert features. The Pack Alert can be activated either manually or automatically. To activate it manually without turning the cylinder valve on, simply depress the red button on the cover of the control console. This emergency override permits the unit to go into full alarm. Notice the lights on the control console and on the sensor module flash red when the unit is in full alarm. Depressing the yellow reset button twice will reset the full alarm, but still keep the Pack Alert operational. A green light on the control console and sensor module flashes in this monitoring mode. Left in this mode, with no movement for 20 seconds, the control console light flashes red, and the pre-alert alarm will sound, getting louder until the systems go into full alarm after 30 seconds of no motion. During the pre-alert alarm mode, you can reset the Pack Alert by either moving the unit or depressing the yellow reset button. However, if the Pack Alert has gone into full alarm mode, to reset, simply depress the yellow button twice to deactivate the sounding alarm. Press the yellow button 2 more times to turn the unit off. As it turns off, you'll also hear 2 quick chirps signifying the unit is turned off. As we said before, the Pack Alert activates automatically once the cylinder valve is turned on. Turning the cylinder valve, you'll hear 3 quick chirps from the Pack Alert. The Pack Alert continues to monitor the SCBA wearer's motion. The pre-alert alarm can be reset by movement or by depressing the yellow reset button. The full alarm will activate in 10 seconds. Once the Pack Alert is in full alarm, it can only be reset by depressing the yellow reset button twice. To turn the Pack Alert off from this normal use automatic activation, first turn the cylinder valve off fully. Then bleed down any trapped air pressure by rotating the regulator purge knob clockwise until the VibraAlert alarm activates and all airflow stops. Now depress the yellow reset button on the control console twice. You will hear several chirps from the Pack Alert, followed by a 2-tone chirp signifying the unit is turned off. Routine inspections are required as part of an organized respiratory protection program. Scott recommends that the Airpack 75 SCBA be inspected regularly, after each use, or more frequently following department policies. With a bit of practice, an operational inspection of the Airpack 75 SCBA can be performed quickly and easily. In our demonstration here, we'll show how to conduct your initial inspection of the Airpack SCBA, starting with items that do not require the cylinder valve to be turned on. Then we'll continue the inspection with the cylinder valve turned on to complete the entire process. To start, carefully inspect the complete Airpack 75 harness and back frame, making sure that the waist and shoulder straps are fully extended. Also, check the harness for worn or frayed webbing or damaged components. If damaged, the unit should be tagged out of service and returned for repair by qualified technicians. Next, we'll inspect the facepiece. Inspect the facepiece to ensure that all straps are fully extended and in proper working order. The straps should not show any material fraying or loose threads. Now inspect the facepiece internal parts. Check the rubber facepiece seal all the way around the lens, making sure there are no deformities, deterioration, cracking, or tears. Now check the nose cup, again making sure there are no deformities, deterioration, cracks, or tears. Make sure the voice emitter ducts are present and do not show damage or deterioration. Now on the outside of the facepiece, look at the lens. Make sure there are no cracks, scratches, dirt, debris, or any condition that would prevent a good seal or distort your vision. Look at the voice emitters located on the right and left side of the facepiece. Make sure they are both present and the edges are sealed by the rubber voice emitter duct. If you find any problem with the facepiece, head harness, face seal, nose cup, voice emitter ducts, or combinations of problems, remove the facepiece from service and tag for repair by authorized personnel. Check the cylinder's hydrostatic test date to make sure that it has been tested within the prescribed time. Carbon fiber and aluminum cylinders require hydrostatic testing every 5 years. Check the cylinder pressure gauge to make sure the cylinder is full. If it is not full, replace it with one that is fully charged. To inspect the cylinder, remove it from the back frame, making sure the cylinder valve is off and no air is in the system. Bleed off any trapped air by turning the regulator purge knob to the on position until the airflow stops, and then close the purge knob. Disconnect the high-pressure hose coupling from the cylinder valve. Unsnap and lift the cylinder band toggle. Now push down the cylinder retaining latch. Push the cylinder toward the top of the back frame, and then, with 2 hands, pull the cylinder toward you until it is completely separated from the back frame. Remember, compressed air is dangerous. Secure the cylinder so that it does not fall or roll away. Do not open the cylinder valve hand wheel when it is not in the back frame, or is secured in some other manner. When opening the cylinder valve of a secured cylinder, be sure not to direct the airflow at yourself or any other individual. Inspect the entire cylinder for dents or damage to the outside of the cylinder, including the composite overwrap. Charred or missing decals, melted pressure gauge covers, or distorted elastomeric bumpers all indicate exposure to high heat or flame. Cylinders that show damage from heat or flame should immediately be drained of compressed air, removed from service, and tagged for further inspection by authorized personnel. Inspect the cylinder valve, making sure that there is no physical damage. Check the cylinder valve gauge to make sure the pressure reading is the same from both sides of the gauge. Check the cylinder valve threads for damaged or missing threads. If your inspection of the cylinder valve shows damage to the valve body or to its components, they should be removed from service and tagged for further inspection by authorized personnel. After inspecting the cylinder, slide it back into the back frame, bringing it up under the cylinder band, and then back down to engage the cylinder clip with the back frame mounting clip. Check the high-pressure hand coupling to make sure the nipple seal is present before connecting it to the cylinder valve. Now secure the cylinder band by depressing the toggle and snapping the retaining strap. If the strap is too loose or too tight, lift the cylinder band toggle and slide the cylinder strap slide to the right to loosen, or to the left to tighten and secure the toggle again. Always remember that when conducting inspection of the Airpack 75 SCBA, you should also inspect available spare cylinders to make certain they are in a ready condition if you need additional air supply during an emergency. Now let's cover the EasyFlow Plus regulator inspection. Check to make sure the regulator hose, HUD visor, and air saver switch boot are intact and not damaged or distorted. Inspect the regulator cover, making sure it is intact and without cracks, dents, or heat damage. Turn the regulator over and inspect the regulator gasket, making sure it is fully seated and doesn't show any damage such as chips or tears. Don't forget to check the regulator locking latch, making sure that both retaining screws are present and the latch slides up and down smoothly. Now press and release the regulator air saver switch, and make sure the regulator purge knob is closed with the indicator in the 12 o'clock position. This will prevent the regulator from free-flowing air after opening the cylinder valve. Connect the regulator to the facepiece. You can do this by aligning the regulator to the facepiece with the purge knob in the 12 o'clock position to the facepiece, ensuring the flats of the regulator are aligned with the flats of the facepiece. Rotate the regulator clockwise in the facepiece until it clicks into place. Before we turn the cylinder valve on to check additional operations of the AirPack SCBA, check the Pack Alert under Manual Activation, making sure it operates properly with both manual reset and movement reset. Visually inspect the control console, cable, and sensor module for any cracks or other physical damage. Make sure the back covers of the control console and the battery cover on the sensor module are both secure. Check to make sure the batteries contain enough power to operate the unit. To check this, simply press and hold the yellow reset button. While holding this button, a green light will flash on the control console indicating sufficient battery power. If the light is red, or there is no light at all, the battery should be replaced before the unit is returned to service. Before we open the cylinder valve to continue the operational inspection, be aware that you should be looking and listening for three things: the regulator VibraAlert alarm to activate momentarily, the Pack Alert will sound 3 chirps indicating it has been turned on, and all 5 lights of the regulator heads-up display will illuminate. You can view these important signals easily by holding the regulator while opening the cylinder valve. Check the remote pressure gauge on the Pack Alert control console right shoulder strap to verify that you have a fully charged cylinder. The gauge indicator should be in the green space on the gauge dial. You should also notice the light on the control console is flashing green, indicating the Pack Alert has been automatically turned on. You should see all 5 HUD lights were activated. After 20 seconds from opening the cylinder valve, only 2 green lights should be on, indicating a fully charged cylinder. If these lights are not illuminated, or if there are additional lights, the unit should be removed from service and tagged for repair. To check that your mask-mounted regulator is working correctly, hold the facepiece up to your face and inhale sharply to start the flow of air and breathe normally. Slowly remove the facepiece from your face and air should flow freely. Stop the free flow of air by pressing the air saver switch and releasing. Check the regulator purge knob operation by rotating the regulator red purge valve clockwise. Air should once again flow freely from the regulator. Stop the flow of air by turning the red purge knob back to the 12 o'clock position. Allow the AirPack 75 SCBA backframe to remain motionless for 20 seconds, permitting the Pack Alert to go into pre-alert alarm. The pre-alert alarm will sound for 10 seconds and then go into full alarm. Again, deactivate the full alarm by depressing the yellow reset button twice. Continue to let the AirPack SCBA backframe remain motionless until the Pack Alert goes into the pre-alert alarm function. This time, gently move the backframe to cause the Pack Alert to reset. Now turn the cylinder valve off, pushing the hand wheel in and rotating the cylinder valve hand wheel in the clockwise direction until it stops. Check your end-of-service alarm and heads-up display by watching the remote pressure gauge and slowly opening the regulator purge knob. As trapped air pressure is reduced, check the HUD to see that the yellow light comes on when the remote gauge is at approximately the 1/2 full mark. As trap pressure continues to be bled off, the VibraAlert alarm and red HUD light will activate when the gauge indicator is at approximately 1/4 full. Continue to use the purge knob to vent the trap system pressure. After all the air is fully vented, close the purge valve by turning it to the 12 o'clock position. The pass device can be turned off by pressing the yellow reset button twice. A 2-tone chirp will indicate the pass device has been turned off. After you've completed your inspection, return the AirPack 75 SCBA to storage. If you find any damage to the AirPack 75 SCBA, such as worn parts, frayed webbing, dented or damaged cylinders, face piece damage, or if the AirPack SCBA fails to operate properly during your inspection, it should be removed from service and tagged for repair. Your Scott AirPack 75 SCBA is equipped with one battery source for both the HUD and the pass. Battery replacement will vary depending upon how often the AirPack 75 SCBA is used. However, to replace batteries, follow these simple steps. The HUD and Pack Alert require 6 AA alkaline batteries. These are replaced by turning the screw counterclockwise to remove the cover. The cover screw will not come completely out of the cover. It should be loosened only enough to remove the battery cover. Now, remove the batteries and replace with new, fully charged batteries. After replacing the batteries and reinstalling the battery cover, be certain to check operation of the HUD. This can be accomplished by simply turning on the cylinder valve and making sure all 5 lights illuminate. The Pack Alert and HUD operate on the same battery supply. Be certain to use the type and style specified in the operating and maintenance instructions originally provided with the AirPack 75 SCBA. Use of batteries other than those identified may affect operation of the Pack Alert as well as certain SCBA approvals. After each use of your Scott AirPack 75 SCBA, it should be thoroughly cleaned and disinfected. When cleaning the SCBA, do not disconnect the cylinder or the regulator quick disconnect. Doing so could result in contaminants entering the air path. The face piece should be separated from the regulator and cleaned with the cleaner recommended in the operating and maintenance instructions. This video has been produced by Scott Health and Safety in order to familiarize yourself with your new Scott AirPack 75. Remember that when operating, inspecting, or cleaning your new Scott AirPack 75, follow your department's procedures. Should you have any questions about your new AirPack 75, you can contact your regional manager, field service specialist, or the tech support hotline at 800-247-7257.